Start the recording. Yeah. So to recap to the previous last week activities, what we discussed. So we discussed about the SAP work process, right? We are discussing on this one, SAP work process. In that work process, we have discussed about the dialog, update, enqueue, background, very important, and message server, right? So message server, so we are discussing about the message server, right? So message server. So message server will perform the load balancing level activities. Load balancing means, so if we have the three application server, suppose if I give, so this is the ASCS. So this is the application server. This is the one application server. This is the one more application server. So we have the n number of application servers. Suppose an example. So why we are creating the n number of application server means for the load balancing purpose. So when users are connecting through message server means group server selection. In the every logon pad, we have the group server selection, right? In the group server selection. So this is for the to connecting through message server. So this is for the connecting to direct application server. Direct application server. This is connecting to the direct application server. So if you're directly connecting to the one application server, so what happens, right? What happens? So if you're directly connecting to this application server, this is the user. Suppose example, here we have the user, right? Here we have the one user, right? So this user, so directly is connecting to the through app server. So one directly is connecting to the app server. If this is down, what will happen? He will not log into the SAP system. That is the scenario, right? But we have one more option. Why? Because we have the remaining application servers are active status, which means they cannot connect it. Even system is up, only one application server is down, but remaining app servers are up. Then how can they connect it? Again, do they need to change the instance number in each and everything? So it's not the best practice, right? So in this case, what they will do here? So in this case, so SAP suggested if you have the more than one application server or two application server, you need to connect through message server, ASCS instance. You need to connect through ASCS instance. Here, message server will perform the load balancing activity, will assign the request to the respective as a respective application servers. So under the message server and so NQ server, we have the application servers are there. So that whenever the any request comes, first it will go to the message server, then message server will assign to the dispatcher. Then here we have the dispatcher, right? So dispatcher will process it. But in case this is down, in case this application server is down, then the message server will assume this is down, then immediately it will assign the request to the any one of the three. So while assigning the message server, first it will check in each application server we have the less load. Then your request will be assigned to the that application server. So that is what it will happen in the message server. So here then how to configure this one? So we need to configure the load balancing logon groups. We have to create it. Why? Because message server will work based upon the groups. So groups where we have to create it, SMLG. Here we can create the groups. We can create the groups and we can see the response time. We can get the response time of the each app server, application servers. So response time, this and all the things we can see in the SMLG. Suppose if you see in the system, right? If you see in the system, here we can create the groups, right? If you go here, group server selection, then description, suppose like anything you can give it description. Here you have to give the message server details or group details. You have to provide it like SAP Windows 1 and 33 and 90. So the details you have to provide it. Then sorry 33. So 3605 is the ASS for instance number. Then that instance number I have given. Then you will get the app servers list here. You will get the app servers list. So that Based on that, we can confirm the, we can select it, we can perform the, so we can log into the system. So message server here will take care of the all the activities. Message server will take care of the all these activities, how to connect it, login and everything. Message server will take care of that one. So in any case, if you want to change your signature theme, so maybe you don't want to this signature, I want to signature to Zoom, you can default scheme. So you can use this logon pad. Like in the logon pad, we can change the signatures, theme also we can change it. Themes also we can change it, right? We can change the themes also, right? So that is the one part. But here, in any case, if you want to change the server, group server selection, so just if there are more than application servers, more than one application server, we have to use the, so this group, this we have to use the this group servers. So that what will happen when you use the group server selection, then it will message server will route the request to the respective application servers. It will assign the request to the respective application servers, right? Either the 10 or 4 or 11, it will assign the request to the respective application server. This is what your message server will do here. Okay. So that is the, so message server and logon groups. Let me show you here logon groups. So if you go to the SMLG here, here you have few are created here. Here we can see the response times. What is the each and every application server response time? Here we can see. So response time here, the value should come here, but in our case, the values are not coming here due to some issues, I guess. So values are not coming here. So normally the value should come here. So each application server, so how many users should be available here? Then what is the response time? So and all these things should be displayed here. Maybe we need to schedule some standard jobs. We need to schedule it. Then the response time, everything will be populated here, right? So that is the groups we can create based upon these groups. So message server will assume, suppose you are connecting through IND, then so IND is allocated to the 3 app servers. So that, so your request will be allocated to the either any one of the in these 3 application servers, right? Based upon the groups. So SMLG logon groups creation means SMLG is the transaction code we can create it. So message server, which means, so under the message server, you have the all app servers are so up and running. All app servers are up and running. You can see what are the active under the message server. See here, we have the 3 app servers. The 3 are active in the message server list. What is the port number means? 3605. We have to give the 3605 is the port number for the message server. So under this, so we have the 04, 10 and 11 application servers are active here, which means it is the active status here. So this is the way we can find out the, so we can, this is the way, right? So this is the message server, right? So apart from that, we have the one more application server. What is that? So we have discussed about the DVEBM, right? Next one, G for gateway work process, right? Gateway. So gateway security, gateway work process. So what does it mean by gateway work process? So what does it mean by gateway work process? Gateway. So suppose if I take the outside example, so every in front of the, suppose if you see some houses, so some houses, every in front of the house, so we have the one security guy, right? In apartments or so maybe independent houses, the luxury houses, we can see one security. Those are called the gateway security. We will call it as the gateway security. So what is that person responsibilities? Anyone can jump in. So what is that person responsibilities?
Security to check who is going inside or who is going outside.
Right, that is the main thing, right? Okay, yeah. And also who will allow here? So the person who is the authorized person, then only the connection will go to the inside of the system. Means the person who is authorized, that only, then only can go and visit that house, right? That is valid person. If he is not unauthorized person, then he will reject it, right? That is the instructions we have. The same concept, if I apply to the same concept, if I apply to the SAP side, so gateway work process is one of the work process. So the connections which are coming inside of the systems, so it will check whether the connections are authorized or unauthorized connections. With the authorized persons, so that it will be allow inside of the systems. If it is unauthorized, then the gateway will reject it. The gateway will reject it. So the transaction code is SMGW. So just we can see the connection, how the connection entries are there or not. If you go to the SMGW transaction code, here you can see the connections, number of states, number of logged on clients, remote gateways, so maximum number of connections. All these things we can see. Go to logged on clients. So here, so I logged into the one application server, right? You can see the one application server is active here, right? And these are the internal connections. These are the internal connections. All connections are okay or not. So when the actual users are logging into the systems, then you can see the number of connections here. Number of connections here. So the maximum number of connections it will handle is so 2000 connections it will handle by default. So if the 2001 is coming, then immediately the gateway it won't allow. Gateway will reject that connections. Why? Because the 2000 users are logging into the systems, right? So if the 2001 is logging, then gateway it will not allow. Why? Because as per the limitation, the house capacity is, house means our database. So sorry, our application server, our SAP capacity is only 2000. So that it will allow only 2000 connections, right? Sir, I want to increase it. We can increase it by changing the parameters. That is comes under the next topic, right? We can increase it. We can increase the values also, right? So anything we can increase it. These are the default configurations. If we want to increase, we can increase it. So where can we monitor means here you will get the things here. If we go to the here, the RFC connections or something, you will get all these things you will get from here, right? All these things you will get from here. So logged on clients are remote connections, active connections. So how many active connections are there? All this information you will get here, right? If you want to track the trace, gateway trace also, you can open it. Trace file means, so what are the connections are coming, how the gateway is behaving, all the information we can see it here. All the information we can see from here, gateway connections file, right? So this is the gateway related. Suppose one more thing here in the gateway, this is the normal gateway security features are enabled by default. You don't need to configure additional things, but you want to configure the extra functionalities. Extra functional means additional gateway settings, which means you want to only allow the specific IP, the specific person, which means go to the go to here expert functions. Okay, external security, the maintain the ACL files. ACL means access control list files, which means here, so how it is allowing all the users means, see here, P, there is a syntax P user equals to star. So which means if you put the star, all users are allowed. So but if you put uh, one username, only that person is allowed to inside of the system. So which is not recommended. So which is not recommended to, so change this one. Why? Because if one user is allowing, why we need this system? It's not required, right? So we our system is maintain the all the users. But some companies they will allow only particular users, not the all the users. Suppose so company, some company laptop starts with the company laptop starts with the, suppose like ABC your name, something like that, right? So then if I put the AB star, only that ABC star one, ABC star two, AB star Ravi, AB star, so Vinod, Kumar, ABC star, something like that. Only that persons are allowed. That persons are allowed. If I put the star here, if I put the star here, what will happen? All the persons are allowed to log in. All the persons are allowed to log in inside of the systems, right? So, and also if you go to the secinfo files, these are the secinfo files. So these are the connections, RFC connections related. So which connections it should talk to your system, which connections it should talk to your systems. So based on that, you can just create the connections here, so that only these connections are allowed, these connections are allowed inside of the systems. So that if any new connections are creating, again we need to create the new entry here, or again we need to recalculate the secinfo file. So it's like one more high level security feature which SAP recommending for nowadays for all the customers. Configure the reginfo secinfo. If you want, you can configure the reginfo secinfo configuration file. These are the external security files. External security files. So which are there in the gateway. So our gateway main intention is, so it will check and allow the connections inside of the systems. If the connection is not valid, how can it? So now if I want, okay, that is the basic feature of the gateway. That is fine. But I want to more security features. More security features. I want more security features. More security features means, so I want only the particular users only, not the all the users. I want only, so maybe my users have some naming convention when they are logging. Suppose like, so XYZ, so Ravi, so some XYZ. This is common. XYZ is ABC. Something this is common. Only starts with the XYZ star, which means all users are allowed. So that if you want to put this type of full security, then you can put it out, right? So normally when you are going, when you are visiting the VIPs, you have the one more security features, more security features. Then when you are visiting the normal your friends in the apartment, you have the some more security features are enabled, right? So the security features, but here in SAP also we have the security features are enabled, depends upon the, so your company decides, your organization decides. So sometimes we may have to go to the increase the more security features. Why? Because we're not sure how the hackers will log in and hack your data. If they log into the SAP, then they can hack your system. They can hack your system immediately, right? If they hack it, then our financial data, all the data will be thefted, right? They will theft the data, right? That is the main thing of the, so gateway if you don't have the security. So the same way SAP also providing the security to the, SAP also providing the security to the their futures. SAP also providing the security to their SAP products. So same as like here in that security feature, this is the one of the security feature which is handling by the gateway monitoring. Here it will be handling. So normally day to day we have to go to the system and we need to check are there any connections are so not okay or okay. If it is not okay, then we can go ahead and we can delete that connection. We can delete that connection. We can delete that client. We can suppose this connection is not okay, and we can delete it. We can delete it, right? So we can delete it. So suppose sometimes, so the access request is suppose previous days. So that connections also sometimes we can take the decision and we can delete it, which means this is the today's date. Fine. Sometimes it's a 1 month back date, which means some 1 month onwards the connection is still open in the system, which means it is not good sign. Then we can directly go ahead and we can delete it, delete the connections, we can delete the connections, delete the client. So we can do that one, right? This is the way we can monitor. What we have to do here, so here we need to monitor the connections as part of the regular monitoring. Come to here, see whether the all the connections are okay or not. Fine. So here the connection entry should be, so last 24 hours. If the more than 24 hours, we need to just go ahead and delete it. So normally gateway will take care of the all the rejected connections, and sometimes rare cases, so we may have to manually do that one. Okay, so that is the, suppose if you want to increase the third option, third point, so we want to increase the more security features, then you can configure the, so reginfo, the reginfo secinfo files you can configure it. Reginfo, the secinfo files you can configure it. If you want to configure the more, then you can use the reginfo secinfo files, you can configure it. You can configure the reginfo secinfo files, you can configure it. So this is the more extra security features for this one, right? So gateway SMGW is the transaction code. Nothing we will do, just we will monitor it as a gateway or message server. Then we will leave it out the system, that one. So any questions from anyone here regarding these two transaction codes, gateway and message server?
We monitor here all the application servers if there
Yes.
are 4 applications.
No, each one we have to go, sir. Not one, each one. Suppose here you have the, see, only one application server you can go. Suppose I want to go to the 04 application server, then you have to go to the SM51 transaction code. Then so select the respective application server, then you will get the you will log into the respective application server. Then again here you need to enter the SMGW. Then you see the fourth related application server entry, the four related application server entry.
Okay.
So each application server we have to go. We have to, if we have the 20 application server, in the 20 application servers, you have to monitor it.
Okay.
So if we have to configure the additional features, reginfo, secinfo, then we can configure the reginfo, secinfo also, we can configure it here. More security features also, we can enable it here. Like suppose some organizations, so they may want to go for the additional security functionalities. They want to restrict some connections. So in this case, we can go to the expert functions, right? Then go to the external security, then maintain the ACL file, access control list. If we maintain it, we can just restrict we can create the secinfo, reginfo files, depends upon the naming convention which user we want to allow. Then, so reginfo file, which connections we want to allow. Based on that, we have to create some file at OS level. Then we can do that one. So this is the way we can restrict it, so that the connections which are valid connections only will connect to the work system. Invalid connections will not be connected. So while doing this security feature, we need to carefully review the gateway log files and everything. In the simulation mode, we have to read that one. Otherwise, what happens is some valid connections which will be rejected during the production operations. That time, so you may get the P1 incident for the production systems. So when you are configuring the gateway additional security features like reginfo, secinfo files, we have to carefully plan our activities and everything. We need to thoroughly review the gateway log files, see what are the connections are connecting. All these connections we need to take care. Then all this IP address, application server details we have to maintain in the reginfo, secinfo files. We have to maintain it. Then so that they will allow it. So here, what are the IPs? What are the IPs or connections we are maintaining here in the secinfo and the reginfo files? Only those IPs will be connected. So if you don't want, then you can make it default when user is equal to star, then that's fine then. So they will connect it to the systems. Okay. This is the, so this is the, so gateway work process.
Who will inform to get? Sorry, go ahead. Someone is asking.
Yeah, Ravi, this is Rakesh. What was the difference between second phone, Rugin phone? Which cases we used second phone, Rugin phone?
If you need more security features, then that time we have to enable the secinfo, reginfo file. More security means, as per sometimes as per the EW report, SAP will say your system is not securable. Please go ahead and configure the enable the secinfo, reginfo file. So it means enable the more security features. So that time, so gateway. So if any connection should come, how they will come? Through gateway only. If any person, if any persons wants to come your home, they will come through gate, right? Gateway, gate is the gate, through gate they will come to the your home. So if you restrict that connections through gate only, in front of the gate only, so that only valid persons, valid connections will come and they can log into the system, they can do their transactions. So in that connection, some connections are hacker connections, some connections are unauthorized connections. In that case, we should the SAP should protect their products, right? So same as like we have the SAP provided this gateway features, like more gateway security features, they have enabled it. Reginfo, sycinfo. In what cases means, so suppose many are there logging to the systems. So in that, among one of the unauthorized person also is there. So what he will do? He will hack your systems. He will theft the data, financial data. If it is a financial system, then he will theft the data, right? He will theft the customers related, vendors related information and everything, which is not so good to theft it, right? So that's why to avoid these things, so we have the gateway files, ACL files. Here the user secinfo means user related connections, user TP, P is equal to user star, user host name, all these connections will be, so we can define it. If you want to create the individual, it will be defined. Just nothing is there. Just go ahead and here create the secinfo. So just we can create the secinfo file. So here what programs, what connections, what users. So all these things we can define it here. All these things we can activate it immediately. We can activate it immediately. So that only those connections, if I put the only some users, only those connections are valid. So for your IP, suppose when you are allowing users to, so you will provide the VPN or some connections. The VPN will generate the one IP address, right? 192 star something like that. So that if you put the IP details here, only those persons will allow inside of the home. Those persons will allow inside of the homes. Suppose I want to create the one entry here, right? I want to create the one entry. Suppose like P, suppose like I want to create the one entry here, right? Or if you want to recreate the second for again for files, we can recreate it. We can recreate the, so one file we can P is equal, P means permit. So P means permit, D means so deny. So you want to deny. Suppose you want to negative way you want to configure. I want to deny. TP means user TP, user related laptop IP, all the details here TP. So here I want to like suppose like ABC star user should be reject here. So then ABC star. So instead of that, I can put like P permit. P means permit. TP means so XYZ star users. So user, all users, all right, only specific user, and you can put the specific user, only XYZ. So you can just put post name, all the details we need to fill it here, save it, only those users should be allowed here. Those users should be allowed inside of the systems. Normally, in worst case scenario, we will configure this one. Otherwise, system gateway by default automatically it will perform the sekinfo reginfo files. Automatically it will perform the configuration. What is mean by sekinfo means here users related details in the sekinfo, the reginfo, the connections, RFC connections, system to system RFC connections and programs and everything. Those connections also we can restrict it. It kind of TCP/IP programs we can connect it. So some other third party connections will connect to the our system through TCP/IP, right? TCP/IP connections, program ID connections. So that time we can also restrict that connections from here. So we can also restrict it, those connections also. So that is the gateway and here. So if you observe it in your organization EWA, in every organization there is a one, every organization there is a one EWA, right? In the EWA recommendations, they will recommend like, so this is the HANA related, they will recommend like, so your system is not up to date, the gateway security features are not configured correctly, like that, right? So we done recently only in our landscape, that's why. So this again morely we have to configure this one, right? So some companies they won't bother about this one. Why? Because they have already a lot of security features outside. Before they are coming to the SAP, they have a lot of security features, they will enable it, right? So that will not create any problems for them. VPN connections, some other user ID passwords, they will authenticate it, right? So some companies they will allow the connections, but in SAP side they will restrict it. So that is also one problem. Outside of the SAP we can configure it, then inside of the SAP through gateway also we can configure the more security features, we can configure it. So that is the option SAP is providing to the us.
Who will provide this all details, Ravi?
Yes, yeah, we have to provide the details. Maybe
Okay.
otherwise in every EWA report, you will see the one red item every time. If you review the EWA report, SAP suggests to configure the sekinfo reginfo files.
Okay.
SAP will
Initially, who will be doing that? I mean, as a basis consultant, are we going to do that, or if you are into support project, already it will be configured, right?
Yeah, it is a
need
support
to monitor?
project. So, yeah, it is a support project already it configured. But if it's not configured, then as a best practice, so the customer will expect the best practice from your team, right? Then we can suggest. If we can suggest this option also. We can suggest it.
But Ravi, we don't know which users we have to deny or which users we
That's
have
why
to.
in the local reginfo sekinfo file, sorry, in the sekinfo, we will put like all users. In the reginfo, we will restrict the connections, all the program system to system connections.
Installation of SAP, we cannot decide what users to be denied.
Yes,
So
right.
based on continuous support
Yes.
over a period of time, we'll keep on administrating these files.
Yes, right, exactly. So after like immediately now you've done the implementation, system is go live. Immediately you go ahead and secure the files. It's not required. Why? Because so after the go live completed, we have the many connections will come to the here. So that we need to, so we are not sure how the connections are coming in and everyone don't know, right? So only client teams knows who are there from the starting to and till now who are there in the person, that person knows, right? So, and also to avoid this type of things, what we can do, if you enable the logging, gateway logging, if you enable it 1 month period, 2 months period, then you will come to know which connections are coming to the system. So suppose if the connection is not valid, here it will show denied error, denied value. So denied value, it will come. Then those are denied value, it will give the one IP details. What is the IP and everything? IP, connection name and program name, everything. Those things here we can take a record, and one separate note we can take it out. Then one final review we can review with the client team or customer team. Then after that we can make that decision to so disabling those IPs and everything. Normally user level we have the security. Why? Because every organization user level they have the security. So why? Because user level they have the security features or everything is enabled. Only thing is here, so connections, system to system connections only. So which system connections are configured here in our systems, they are not so. So that time, so this reginfo files are will come into the pictures. So we are not sure what connections are coming to the inside of our system. So that time, so this RFC destinations we can, if you configure only what are the RFC destinations are configured in your system, those connections are so valid here. Those connections are valid here. So remaining connections will start failing it. So while configuring, we need to carefully configure all these things. We have to carefully plan it. It's a very big
What is the
exercise.
difference?
So system to system connections. This reginfo is the system to system connections. Few systems here they have mentioned, right? Rogu servers. So if you prevent this one, so see here clearly here, you should maintain the both access control list. So SAP recommended defining the properly maintaining the this control to prevent Rogu servers from accessing the systems, right? Some other, not only users, some servers, some other servers also, they have connection initiated and they will connect to the us, right? So that's why those servers are called the Rogu servers, right? So some unauthorized connection, unauthorized servers. So users will connect through directly GUI, but some users through RFC destinations, right? They will connect to our systems, system to system connectivity. So those things also we can restrict it. Here also we can restrict it by configuring the reginfo file, in the systems.
In
So
that
the
mainly
regime,
for
so there are two
TMS.
things, local and internal. What is difference between these two?
local means within the system connections, within the system. So every connection should be the local and internal. Both we have to configure it. Local and internal we have to configure. See here, local access should be allowed by default. That is fine. Local means within the system, So internal server from the same SID. So means we have the multiple application servers, right? Multiple application servers. You want to allow the connection. See here same. So suppose you have configured the local, but internally you have not configured means only this application server it will allow. The connection is going to the another application server, it will be rejected. Why? Because so internally you have not configured. Here it is this, here you can see here. Suppose here, see here IGS.prd connection. So I have configured here. So suppose if you go to the SM59, this is the one of the transaction code which we are going to discuss. SM59 IGS connections. So there is a RFC connection. We have the one topic like RFC connections to connectivity between the servers. During that time, this topic will come. So here, what we will do, here many connections. Suppose any system want to talk to our system or our system want to talk to the other systems, then here we will define the connections. Which one, where you have to configure this one, everything you will configure it here, right? Suppose I want to configure the, suppose Google. Suppose then Google site here mention it, program ID I can mention it, all the details I will mention it, right? So in this case, what they will do, it will connect from here. It will connect from here. So you want to restrict it, the connection you want to restrict it. Here we can restrict those connections in the maintain connections reg info. Here we can restrict the connections here.
All these connections, like it will come on TMS, I mean transport management.
No. It will come from SM59 RFC connections. SM59.
Okay.
TMS is also will come from the SM50. It will also use the SM59 only, right? TMS star connection.
Okay.
So
Yes.
same as like here also.
Okay. It's like moving the data from testing to production. That time we will be using all these connections.
Yes. Right. So whenever, suppose say example, immediately on the system is built support, immediately you go and cannot configure the this reg info secinfo files. Why? Because now you have this RFC connections. Tomorrow you configure the one more RFC connection, immediately that entry will not come to the here. So that once all the integrations, everything is completed, then you need to go to the here, then you need to configure that entry here. Otherwise, that entry will not talk to our system. Suppose tomorrow, suppose you have the system here. Systems are configured, reg info, seq info files configured. So tomorrow, suppose any one third-party application, third-party system, suppose like documentum, some that is want to talk to your SAP system, it will talk to the SAP system, but the connection will be rejected. Why? Because before itself you have configured your reg info files. So, but this connection new entry will not there in your exception list, permit list. So that you need to manually add that in the entry in the exception list. Then only this connection will this server will connect to our systems. Otherwise, it won't connect it until you maintain the entry. If you don't configure, that will configure it. If you configure halfway, then you have not added all the entries, right? The connection will be rejected. So that we have checked the network team, all the teams we are checking, no issues, everything is fine. Only gateway is rejecting. Then come to the external security. So see whether the external security features are connected or not. Are there any external security features are there or not here? You can check in the reg info files. Here you can configure the external security. Okay. So what are the details are mentioned? So then you can configure the one more entry here with your IP and your program name. Why? Because external systems, third-party systems will connect to our SAP system through one program ID, they will connect it. So that program ID we have to maintain here in the system. Here we have to maintain it so that the connections will be allowed. The connections which are not there in this list, those will be rejected from the systems.
Sir, this FTP server is also included here, sir?
Yes. FTP server is directly talking to your system. No, right? That is the FTP will connect to the PI servers, not in your SAP. So PI means Java systems, right?
Okay.
So if it is connecting, if suppose the FTP server has the future to connect to your above systems, then that is also, we need to maintain any server which has the IP, right? Which has the host name, which is connecting to your system, then definitely we need to maintain it. I don't think directly FTP server will connect to your system. FTP server means file transfer. So server, right? File. So it will place the files here. That server will process the files here. Then most of the companies like PI server will place the files. That FTP server will send to the different countries and different servers. It will send it to here. In between PI will come. Above to PI means Java systems will come. It won't directly talk to your system. Okay. So it's like only worst case scenario, they will recommend it. Otherwise, so we can ignore the system for same security features. Because currently you don't have any issues with the security, then we can ignore it. But some cases, you see, right, some organizations, the hackers will hack your data. One of the client, so in previously I worked with one company, so they have hacked all the company servers, they have hacked it. Immediately they have stopped the systems, even including production system also they have hacked it. So how they will hack it means they will send some program, right, how the hackers will hack it. So same multiple waves they will try to system, they will connect to the systems. So that same as like if your gateway is not secure, if the gateway is open, what will come? Suppose in front of your home, the gateway is open, wider, open to the widers. Then every person will come, every small animals also will come to the inside of your systems, inside of your home, and they will create some nuisance, right? Suppose if you close it, nothing will come. Same as like here also same. Okay. So that is the gateway related things. So apart from that, so we have the spool printers related. It may take time, printers related. So meanwhile, what I will tell here, so some normal transaction codes which are useful day-to-day activities. So ST22, we already discussed the above dumps, right?
Dumps.
The above dumps. So and SM21 for the system
Logs.
So system logs, everything we can check it out. So if you are the more than application server, you have more than one application server, so all we can see in one place. Suppose just that time you have to remove this application server, remove it, then just execute it, then you will see the log files here. You will see the system log files from here. You will see the log files here. All the application servers related log files, we can see it here. Right? 0, 4, 10, 11. So suppose you want to see only one application server, then you can pull the application. We want to see only one user. You can filter. These are all of the filter conditions. Just you can filter it out. You can get the data from the systems, right? If you want to see timelines, you can set that. This is the system logs, critical system logs here, right? So and also SM50, SM66 we already discussed. So one more thing is like SM04. So active active logged on users, maybe logged on users list, which means now we want to know how many users are logged into the system. If you go to the SM04, you will see that list. The list you can see here. So one active session is logged in, but one background job is running here. One RFC session is logged in, and one background job is logged in system. What is that? Job name is example. One job is so connected here. One job is connected here. So this way we can see here. Suppose if you are logging one more connection, then one more connection will be opened here. Suppose if I log into the system here, if I log into the system here, some different user, right? If I go to the one more transaction code here, then the connection will be initiated here. The connection will be initiated. The connection will come to the here, right? The connection will come to the here. So AL08 means all users list, all application servers. Previously, only one application server. Now it's all application servers level. The 11th application server, how many users? 10th application server, how many users? In the 4th application server, how many users? See here. So basis user is SM51 active and ST22, which I opened. Then AL08, all users list, which are currently I'm doing. All these are active status. Who are the users here? What is the client? What is the application server name? When the connection is initiated, what is the priority? What is the session type? Either the GUI or RFC or background job. So what is this? So all the information, what exactly that application is doing. One background job, example one is running. So one background job, example one is running now currently. If we go to the here, you can see here we can monitor the all the jobs, active jobs, finished jobs, cancelled jobs, all these things we can see here from here. Here we can see, right? All these things we can see here. So just you want to filter it out the things, just you can filter all these things we can filter from here, right? So you want to only ready active, you want to only cancelled, you want to only everything. So that one you can see here from in the systems. So you can see from the system. See here, this example job is running from longer time. Since yesterday it is running from long time. So why it is running from long time? Just if we go and see, so maybe this job got corrupt, maybe hung status. Then we can cancel the active jobs also, we can cancel it. So we can cancel the active jobs here. So long running sessions, all are long running in the systems. So maybe this job program which is chosen is not good actually. Right? Again, one more session is active. So what is this? Every 10 minutes it is running. Every 10 minutes it is running. then we can example 1. Okay, we don't want this connection. So if we go to the release status, then the job it won't run now. The job it won't run now in the systems. Why? Because it is scheduled status. Scheduled status means the job it won't start now. So until we go ahead and release the job. If you release it, the job will run it. Right? So that is the way. Right? So that is the one. So SM04, AL08, SM04, AL08, both are same. SM04 is for the only one application server active users list. AL08 means all users list, all application servers, entire system wide. I mean to say system wide. So logged on users list. This is only app server wise, only application server wise. You will get the list. Only one application server you will get the list. But if you go to the AL08, you will get like same as like SM50, SM66 transaction codes, right? So, and also one more thing, SM01 is the transaction code for the lock or unlock the T codes, lock or unlock the transaction codes. Suppose in any case, you don't want few users, they don't want to use this some dangerous transaction codes. That time, suppose you don't want to give access to the, suppose SM50, you don't want to give access to the your users. Then just lock it and save it. Okay, you saved it. Now, so now when you ask the users, they won't use this transaction code. Why? Because they will get this transaction code is locked in the systems. This is locked in the system. Then they won't access the systems now. So in this case, what you have to do? You have to just unlock it. Then they will access the transaction code. Again, they will access the transaction code. If you go to the SM50, then so they will unlock and access it. Right? Yeah, unlock it, right? Yeah, I mean, unlocked already. System is behaving weird. We unlocked, but even though it is saying that okay, now we got it, so it's taken some time. It's taken few minutes to release that connection. Okay, so now you see, now I got it. Previously it locked, now I got it, right? So which means, so we can unlock and lock the transaction codes also, right? And apart from that, we have the one more transaction code in here to SM01, lock or unlock the transaction code. So when we have to use this transaction code, so sometimes we don't want to give wider access to, so wider access means we don't want to give that this T code should be enabled in our systems. Then we can go ahead and lock the transaction code. Because the transaction code is the dangerous transaction code. Suppose example. So in that case, we can go ahead and we can disable the transaction code, right? So we can just go ahead and lock the transaction code in SM01, right? So and SM02 is for the system message. Put a system messages. Normally during the upgrades, during the maintenance activities, we have to inform to the users, right? So why? Because during the system down situations, as in down, when you are going to down the situation, you have to inform to the users saying that system is going to down. Normally we will receive the messages from the banks, right? System is under the maintenance activity from this time to this time. Same as like in SAP also. So we can put a system message. It will be displayed to the all the users who are logged into the system, who are already logged into the system, who are logged into the system. It will display the system messages. Like suppose example, if we go to the SM02, just if you put a system message saying that, so hi users, so SAP PRD will be down, suppose like will be down for, so down for 10 minutes due to planned maintenance activity, something like that. If you mention, then mention the date and time, just click on the display, click on the display mode, display, then that will be displayed to the all the users. Now, so I'm the person, I'm trying to log into the systems. So it will display to the all the users. See here, I'm in the different user. This message will be displayed to the all the users. All the users it will be displayed so that so they are aware of. Okay, system is going to the 10 minutes. Then they will save your work. So if you don't inform to them, what will happen? They are writing the hundreds of lines. They have written the language, code they have written. Some codes they have written writing. Why? Because developers they will write the codes. Some users they will do the transactions and everything. They will not save the data, right? Save the file code. So if you restart it, what will happen? Forcefully it will be terminated for their sessions. Then whatever they written the code, everything will be gone and he will escalate it, right? So because hundreds of lines you have written, that's taken the 2 days or 3 days time. Then when you forcefully restart the system, his session is disconnected. His session is disconnected, which means so his code is gone, right? Code is gone. In that case, what? So in this case, so this will be impacted, right? So that, but this is the reason what we can do. We can restrict it. We can do this one, right? We can just go ahead and so do the same procedure. So put in the system message so that so they are aware of. Then we have informed our side. We are given them some ample of time. So that they can save their work and they will log out from the systems, right? That is the one we can do that one. This is the system message in SM02 we have to do. Whenever is there any maintenance you are performing, upgrade, patching, restart, parameter changes, kernel upgrade. So well in advance, we have to inform to the business. Maybe because business always, every time they will use the systems 24/7 support and they will use the system for their transactions and everything, right? So that is the reason. So we have system should be up and running, and if any maintenance activities, we have to inform to the so all the users. So all the users informing means it's not possible. Every time we ping the users, but if you put the system message when they log into the system, so then they are aware of, right? So that is the thing. So this is the system message. We can put it out in the system whenever they are logging to the system. Suppose like I'm logging to the systems, one of the person, right? So then immediately I will get the message like system messages, text. I use the system will be done 10 minutes. So I will write more like still please save your work to avoid any inconsistency, something like that. I will write the more text. Then they will accordingly they will do that one. So this is the proper way. So when you are doing the some maintenance activities, this is the proper way we are communicating to the all the users. Otherwise, we may get the some more load, more so tickets to us. P1 ticket, P2 tickets. If we inform them, then we are good, right? This is the way. This is the SAP theme. Okay, so this is the SAP theme. And suppose I told you, right, in the logon pad, if you want to change the more themes, here you have the themes are there, theme signature. So you can change it. Suppose if you want to, so some other theme, some village theme, then you can change it, close it. It's clean, just the things are common, all the transaction codes, everything is gone. Only thing is that this will be changed. So only theme will be changed here. Only theme will be changed here. See here, theme is changed now. Now theme is changed. Different procedure now, right? Different theme is changed. See here. Now different screen is came. So just only everything is same. The only theme is changed. In our mobile, how we are changing the themes and everything, right? Same as like here only. Same as like here you can change it. Go to the SAP logon pad, configuration, options. Here theme setting, visual design, theme settings. In the theme setting, whatever the theme you want to put, whatever the font you want to put, like whatever the color settings, whatever you want, whatever you want to gold, you want to green, you want to purple, you want to red. So we can set it out. So which means the borders will come like this. Suppose like example, this one, close it. Immediately it won't affect. You need to close the SAP logon pad, then again open it. Okay, see here the theme is changed to the purple now. Okay, the theme is changed now. It's your wish. If you want to change whatever you want to even, you can change it. See here now everything is changed now. It's not looks good, right? So yeah, same. So whatever you want to change, you can change the themes also. So this is the way. So this is our systems. And I think, I hope you all are having the access to practice it. Please practice it. Then, so what next? So we go next topic, and it may take time. Okay, so please practice for today. So for today, you can just practice the all the transaction code except spool. Remaining all you can practice it, and also these transaction codes also, right? This transaction codes also can practice it. So maybe this week, so if everyone is okay, so we can